One of the best things in the movie was Madeline. Madeline Kahn was maybe the single best comedian that ever lived, but she was so great in the movie. When you had a scene with Madeline, was that she always had it first take.
Comedy legend Mel Brooks just revealed his 10 favorite movies of the 21st century, and his list will blow your mind. The master of satire and creator of some of Hollywood's funniest films has never been shy about his opinions, but these modern picks show a side of Brooks you might not expect. From outrageous comedies to daring dramas, his choices prove that even at 98, he's still in tune with today's cinematic magic. Here's a look at the films that captured the heart of a comedy genius. A Beautiful Mind. Ron Howard's 2001 masterpiece. A Beautiful Mind was the first film he selected, and it's easy to see why. Based on the true story of mathematician and Nobel Prize-winning economist John Nash, the movie is both an intimate character study and a sweeping piece of prestige filmmaking. Russell Crowe delivers one of the finest performances of his career as Nash, portraying a man whose extraordinary brilliance is complicated by profound personal struggles. The film follows Nash from his early years as a socially awkward yet fiercely competitive graduate student at Princeton through his rise to academic fame, his unexpected romance with Alicia, played with warmth and strength by Jennifer Connelly, and the devastating onset of schizophrenia that threatens to unravel his life. What sets A Beautiful Mind apart is its balance between intellectual rigor and emotional depth. Howard doesn't just present Nash as a genius, he reveals the human cost of brilliance, the fragility of perception, and the power of love and perseverance. The narrative is structured around a shocking twist. Much of what Nash, and by extension the audience, believes to be reality is a hallucination, a revelation that reframes everything we've seen. This daring narrative device not only elevates the film's tension, but also invites viewers to experience the disorientation and fear of mental illness firsthand. The Academy recognized the film's achievement in a major way. At the 2002 Oscars, A Beautiful Mind took home 4 of the night's top prizes: Best Picture, Best Director for Ron Howard, once a beloved actor on Happy Days, Best Adapted Screenplay for Akiva Goldsman, and Best Supporting Actress for Connelly. Its success proved Howard's transition from TV actor to one of Hollywood's most respected directors was complete. Beyond awards, though, the movie endures as a stirring meditation on genius, resilience, and the unseen battles people fight within themselves. It's a pick that showcases both great storytelling and emotional resonance. Bottle Shock. Next on his list was 2008's Bottle Shock, an under-the-radar comedy drama that surprised many with its inclusion. Directed by Randall Miller and starring the incomparable Alan Rickman, the film dramatizes the famous 1976 Judgment of Paris, when a California Chardonnay unexpectedly triumphed over the best of France's wines in a blind tasting, forever altering the global perception of American winemaking. Rickman plays Stephen Spurrier, a snobbish British wine merchant in Paris who, skeptical of California's burgeoning wine scene, organizes the tasting expecting a French landslide, only to witness a seismic shift in the wine world. The movie also features Chris Pine as Beau Barrett, the laid-back son of a struggling Napa Valley winemaker, Bill Pullman, and Rachel Taylor as Sam, a spirited intern whose presence stirs romantic tensions. While the story offers an inspiring David versus Goliath narrative, it's delivered with a breezy, light-hearted tone rather than a tightly wound, dramatic arc. Critics at the time were divided. Some appreciated its sunny California setting, vintage aesthetic, and Rickman's dry, scene-stealing wit, while others found its pacing sluggish and its character development thin, hence the description of the film as plodding upon release. That Brooks chose Bottle Shock as one of the century's finest films might puzzle those who prefer more acclaimed critical darlings. Yet his selection highlights an important truth about art. Taste is deeply personal. For some viewers, Bottle Shock resonates not for technical perfection, but for its charm, its gentle humor, and the way it celebrates underdogs challenging tradition. The film captures a specific moment when a single upset reshaped an entire industry, and its easygoing spirit may reflect the kind of warm, feel-good storytelling Brooks values. By singling it out, he reminds us that even flawed films can leave a lasting impression if they connect with us emotionally or recall a cherished memory. Hidden Figures. His third choice, however, is far more universally recognized. Hidden Figures, a 2016 biographical drama that won widespread critical acclaim for its powerful storytelling and inspirational message. The film tells the remarkable true story of three African-American women, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, whose intelligence, perseverance, and ingenuity were crucial to NASA's success during the height of the space race. In 1962, as the United States raced to put astronaut John Glenn into orbit before the Soviet Union, these women calculated the complex trajectories, verified crucial data, and solved problems that others either overlooked or dismissed, all while navigating the intersecting barriers of racism and sexism. Taraji P. Henson shines as Katherine Johnson, the brilliant mathematician whose extraordinary calculations ensured Glenn's safe return. Octavia Spencer delivers a quietly commanding performance as Dorothy Vaughan, who champions her team and fights for professional recognition, and Janelle Monáe brings depth and determination to Mary Jackson, the engineer determined to break barriers in a segregated workplace. The film not only celebrates their individual brilliance, but also illuminates the broader social context of the 1960s, capturing the subtle and overt prejudices they endured while highlighting their resilience and camaraderie. What makes Hidden Figures particularly compelling is how it combines historical accuracy with accessible storytelling, making complex mathematics and aerospace engineering feel thrilling rather than abstract. The narrative is both heartening and empowering, emphasizing that genius and perseverance can, and did, triumph over systemic obstacles. Critics lauded the film for its inspiring portrayal of unsung heroes, its intelligent screenplay, and the stellar ensemble cast, with particular praise for its ability to balance education and entertainment. Inglourious Basterds. At number 4, he selects Quentin Tarantino's 2009 audacious war epic, Inglourious Basterds, a film that defies conventional World War II storytelling and cements itself as one of Tarantino's most unflinching, wildly inventive works. The movie centers on a mercenary squad of Jewish-American soldiers led by Brad Pitt's charismatic and brutal Lieutenant Aldo Raine, tasked with spreading fear throughout Nazi-occupied Europe. Known as the Bastards, this ragtag crew employs unconventional guerrilla tactics, often meting out violent justice with dark humor and a flair for theatrics, creating a narrative that's as shocking as it is cathartic. The film unfolds across interweaving storylines, including the chilling rise of a young French theater owner, Shosanna Dreyfus, played with Steely, resolved by Melanie Laurent, whose personal vendetta against the Nazis culminates in a fiery climax. Christoph Waltz delivers a career-defining performance as Colonel Hans Landa, the cunning and unsettling Jew hunter whose charm and menace earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Tarantino's signature style, extended tension-filled dialogue, sudden bursts of violence, and meticulous attention to visual composition elevates Inglourious Basterds from a conventional revenge tale into a thrilling, morally complex fantasy of retribution. What makes the film especially memorable is its audacious rewriting of history. Hitler and his top officers meet their demise not on the battlefield, but in a fiery cinematic coup that delivers a mix of dark comedy and narrative satisfaction rarely seen in war films. The movie's inventive structure, multilingual dialogue, and relentless tension keep audiences simultaneously on edge and engaged, while Tarantino's love of film history permeates every frame, offering subtle nods to classic cinema even amid the bloodshed. Jojo Rabbit Brooks's fifth choice is 2019's Jojo Rabbit, a World War II set film that takes a radically different approach from the intense, revenge-fueled Inglourious Basterds. Written and directed by New Zealand filmmaker and comedian Taika Waititi, the film blends satire, heart, and absurdist humor to explore one of history's darkest periods through the eyes of a naive 10-year-old boy, Johannes Jojo Betzler. Jojo is a devoted member of the Hitler Youth whose imaginary friend happens to be a comically exaggerated version of Adolf Hitler, played by Waititi himself. The film walks a delicate tightrope, balancing biting political satire with genuine emotional depth, allowing audiences to laugh, cry, and reflect all within the same scene. The story shifts dramatically when Jojo discovers that his mother, Rosie, portrayed by Scarlett Johansson with warmth and quiet defiance, is hiding a Jewish girl, Elsa, in their attic. This revelation challenges Jojo's indoctrinated beliefs and forces him to confront the contradictions between what he has been taught and the humanity he begins to recognize in others. Roman Griffin Davis, as Jojo, delivers a nuanced performance, capturing the innocence, confusion, and eventual moral awakening of a child growing up in a world corrupted by ideology. The film's supporting cast, including Johansson, Thomasin McKenzie, and Sam Rockwell, adds layers of humor, gravitas, and poignancy, ensuring that even its satirical edge never undercuts the emotional core. Brooks himself has praised the film, noting, "I just saw Jojo Rabbit, and it's really a terrific and eloquent and beautiful picture." For him, the movie's appeal lies in its ability to approach a harrowing historical subject with empathy, cleverness, and a sense of playfulness that still respects the stakes of the story. In many ways, it echoes Brooks's own earlier ventures into satirical takes on Hitler, particularly The Producers, which similarly mixed comedy and social critique. Jojo Rabbit is both bold and tender, demonstrating that humor can coexist with serious reflection, and that even in the darkest chapters of history, there is room for human connection, moral growth, and the courage to question what one has been taught. It's a testament to Waititi's skill and a perfect example of Brooks's appreciation for films that combine levity with insight. Midnight in Paris. Next up on Brooks's list is Woody Allen's 2011 romantic fantasy, Midnight in Paris, a film that combines whimsy, nostalgia, and a touch of magical realism. Starring Owen Wilson as Gil Pender, a disillusioned Hollywood screenwriter visiting Paris with his fiancée, the story revolves around Gil's secret nightly journeys to 1920s Paris, where he encounters literary and artistic legends such as Ernest Hemingway, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Gertrude Stein, and Pablo Picasso. Through these encounters, Gil confronts his own dissatisfaction with contemporary life and his yearning for a seemingly more glamorous, inspired past, sparking reflections on creativity, ambition, and the timeless allure of nostalgia. For Brooks, the film carries an additional layer of significance, as he and Allen share a history that stretches back to the early 1950s, when they both worked as writers on NBC's variety program, Your Show of Shows. This early collaboration marked the beginning of two illustrious careers in comedy and storytelling, and Brooks's admiration for Allen's work seems intertwined with this personal connection. Midnight in Paris won the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, a recognition of Allen's clever dialogue, witty cultural references, and the film's seamless blend of humor and introspection. Yet despite critical praise, the movie drew mixed reactions from some quarters, with critics noting its lack of diversity and Allen's trademark pseudo-intellectual tone, which can at times feel self-indulgent. Nevertheless, Brooks's appreciation suggests that he values the film not just for its narrative or accolades, but for its evocative charm and emotional resonance. The movie's Parisian setting, steeped in romantic and artistic history, allows viewers to indulge in escapism while contemplating the universal tension between idealized pasts and present realities. Allen's ability to craft characters who are both humorous and reflective resonates with Brooks' sensibilities, reflecting a fascination with human idiosyncrasies and cultural legacies. Midnight in Paris exemplifies storytelling that is both intellectually engaging and emotionally inviting, a blend that Brooks clearly cherishes, making it a worthy selection on a list defined by cinematic impact and personal resonance. The Bourne Identity. Coming in at 7 is a real change of pace on Brooks' list. 2002's The Bourne Identity, the high-octane spy thriller that reinvented the genre and launched a globally successful franchise. Directed by Doug Liman and starring Matt Damon as Jason Bourne, the film tells the story of a man who awakens with amnesia and must piece together his identity while evading assassins and uncovering a secret government program. Unlike the stately, dialogue-driven films that often populate Brooks' selections, The Bourne Identity is fast, relentless, and grounded in gritty realism, offering audiences intense action sequences, intricate chase scenes, and a taut narrative that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats. What makes this film particularly notable in Brooks' eyes is its personal connection. He reportedly enjoyed the film so much that he and his late friend Carl Reiner watched it repeatedly. When asked why, Brooks joked, "We're old, we can't remember. We say, did he kill someone? Was he here? He was here yesterday? Is he back today?" This playful remark highlights that part of his admiration comes from the sheer entertainment value of the film, the fun of experiencing Bourne's thrilling escapades, even if the details blur on subsequent viewings. It also reflects Brooks' appreciation for movies that can be revisited without losing their impact, offering excitement and engagement every time. The film's influence on the action genre cannot be overstated. Liman's approach to choreography, editing, and handheld cinematography set a new standard for realism in spy thrillers, moving away from the stylized, gadget-heavy James Bond model to something more visceral and immediate. Damon's portrayal of Bourne, balancing vulnerability, intelligence, and lethal skill, humanizes the action hero and makes his struggle for identity deeply compelling. The Grand Budapest Hotel. At 8 on Brooks' list is Wes Anderson's 2014 comedy, The Grand Budapest Hotel, a film that has quickly secured its place as a modern classic in contemporary cinema. True to Anderson's signature style, the movie combines meticulous visual design, symmetrical compositions, pastel color palettes, and a whimsical, almost storybook-like narrative. The plot revolves around Monsieur Gustave H., the devoted and charming concierge of a grand European hotel, brilliantly portrayed by Ralph Fiennes. Fiennes' performance is revelatory, balancing impeccable comedic timing with moments of genuine pathos, creating a character who is simultaneously droll, exacting, and heartbreakingly human. The story unfolds against the backdrop of a fictional Central European country between the wars, blending farce, intrigue, and a touch of melancholy. Gustave's adventures, ranging from the care of demanding elderly guests to navigating a murder investigation and a high-stakes art theft, offer audiences a kaleidoscopic journey through Anderson's meticulously crafted world. The ensemble cast reads like a who's who of Anderson regulars and celebrated actors, including Bill Murray, Tilda Swinton, Adrian Brody, Willem Dafoe, and Saoirse Ronan, each adding their idiosyncratic flair to the film's rich tapestry of eccentric personalities. Critically, The Grand Budapest Hotel was lauded for both its visual ingenuity and narrative charm, earning 9 Academy Award nominations and taking home 4, including Best Production Design, Best Costume Design, Best Makeup, and Best Original Score. The accolades reflected the industry's recognition of Anderson's unique ability to marry aesthetic precision with storytelling that is as emotionally engaging as it is visually striking. The King's Speech. Brooks's 9th choice is the 2010 historical drama, The King's Speech, a film that blends historical gravitas with intimate character study, earning its place as one of the decade's most acclaimed cinematic achievements. Set against the looming shadow of World War II, the movie chronicles the personal struggle of King George VI, portrayed with extraordinary depth by Colin Firth as he battles a crippling stammer, The story follows his unlikely partnership with speech therapist Lionel Logue, played with warmth and subtle humor by Geoffrey Rush, whose unorthodox methods and unwavering patience help the hesitant king find his voice at a moment when the nation's morale hangs in the balance. The film explores the intersection of personal vulnerability and public duty, revealing how the pressures of monarchy, particularly in a time of geopolitical crisis, can exacerbate deeply human insecurities. Firth's performance is nuanced, conveying not only the anxiety and frustration of his speech impediment, but also the courage required to lead a country facing the threat of Hitler's aggression. The chemistry between Firth and Rush forms the emotional core of the film, offering both levity and profound emotional resonance. Helena Bonham Carter also shines as Queen Elizabeth, providing steadfast support that highlights the strength of the king's private life as a counterpoint to his public persona. Director Tom Hooper crafts the film with precision, emphasizing the tension of the king's speeches through careful framing, deliberate pacing, and meticulous sound design, which allows audiences to experience George VI's stammer viscerally. The King's Speech was recognized by the Academy with 4 Oscars, including Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor for Firth, and Best Original Screenplay, underscoring its critical and cultural impact. The Pianist. Rounding out Brooks's list as his 10th best movie of the century is Roman Polanski's 2002 masterpiece, The Pianist, a stark and harrowing portrayal of survival during one of history's darkest periods. Based on the memoir of Władysław Szpilman, a Jewish pianist who lived through the Holocaust, the film chronicles his journey through the Warsaw Ghetto and the ruins of occupied Poland, capturing the unimaginable horrors and human resilience of the time. Unlike the comedic escapades that often define Brooks's own career, think Rick Moranis in a giant Darth Vader helmet, The Pianist is a deeply somber, visceral experience, stripped of levity and full of haunting realism. Adrian Brody delivers a career-defining performance as Spielman, embodying both fragility and quiet strength. His portrayal earned him the Academy Award for Best Actor, and it's a testament to his ability to convey terror, despair, and hope with subtlety and profound emotional depth. The film also received Oscars for Best Picture and Best Adapted Screenplay, cementing its place in cinematic history as a work of extraordinary power and significance. Polanski's direction is meticulous and unflinching, using stark imagery, long takes, and precise sound design to immerse the audience in Spielman's isolation and the devastation surrounding him. Every frame is charged with tension, making viewers feel both the constant danger and the fragile moments of humanity that punctuate the narrative. The story is not merely about survival, it is also a meditation on art, memory, and the enduring spirit of creativity under oppression. Music, Spielman's piano playing, becomes a lifeline, a reminder of humanity amid the chaos, and a subtle form of resistance against the dehumanizing forces of war. Brooks' admiration for The Pianist highlights his recognition of cinema that confronts the gravest human experiences with honesty and artistry. By including it alongside his more humorous or fantastical selections, Brooks demonstrates a profound respect for films that illuminate history's harsh realities, leaving an indelible emotional impact that lingers long after the credits roll. The Pianist is a sobering, unforgettable finale to his list, showcasing the power of film to bear witness, evoke empathy, and honor the resilience of the human spirit. What do you think about Mel Brooks's 10 favorite movies of the 21st century? Leave us your comments in the section below. We hope you have found this helpful video. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this, and see you in the next videos. Goodbye.